This video is sponsored by Trugo Republic, the precious metals experts. Talk to one of their experts today about diversifying your portfolio to help assure your future financial security. Find their contact information in the description below and pinned in our first comment. James Kaufman, World News Report today, June 4th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our electromagnetic field being shaken up really hard today again for about a 6-hour period. Now, we do have spikes off the charts, on and off. You can see this one right before 1200 UTC time went over 1600 hertz. Regularly when we see this occurring, we see our Schumann resonance also spiking. Let's take a look together. Now today we've seen about 6 hours of extreme Schumann resonance spiking off the charts. Here we see the charts end at 105 hertz. There's really no telling how high these spikes went, but they definitely went higher than that. You can see how hard the geophones were hit up here in pink. Now this is a dwindling event and started right around 900 UTC time. So this has been again ongoing. Alright, taking a look at our 6-day comparison, we had an event earlier in the day that also lasted about an hour and 45 minutes. And then about 900 UTC time, we had these serious spikes reappear, and that went on for about 6 hours and is now dwindling quite a bit, almost into normal territories, being 7.83 hertz. That is known as our resting or normal Schumann resonance. And, ladies and gentlemen, these go off the charts. These charts end at only 50 hertz, but we know these spikes went over 110 hertz, so they were significant. These are our hourly geophone strips. You can see a little activity in here, but they're not lighting up like Christmas trees like they used to. I think what we're seeing here instead is, well, our geophones here are covered in snow based on pictures surrounding the actual modeling agency there in Italy. Now here we can see the event start mostly looking at our ULF and ELF and watching our second SR frequency dip right about 9 UTC time, and it ends really about 1430, 1445 UTC time. So right around 6 hours. 6 hours. And it was mostly picked up by our ULF and ELF sensors. Our geophones did slightly pick it up, but not like they used to. Again, I believe they're covered in snow. Our SR frequency did respond as it's supposed to. It took a dip. What I don't understand, and I'm sure you're asking yourself the same thing, is why the geophones respond on the Schumann resonance model and not the amplitudes. Very, very strange, and also not the hourly strips, even stranger. Definitely saw the geophones blasting away on our Schumann resonance model, which we'll take a look at again in just a second. Now, as always, we can see that we had a thunderstorm event right over the modeling agency, and this is going to be our agitator that causes Schumann resonance to spike. We've always had lightning, but it's never caused the Schumann resonance to spike like it has lately. I think most of y'all know that I believe that that's due to our shields being down, i.e. no space weather currently, and the Schumann resonance, instead of bouncing off the higher levels of our atmosphere, being the E or F level, is bouncing off the very lowest level, the D region of our atmosphere, and returning and hitting the sensors with more velocity and strength. I wanted to show you all the snow covering this area so you can see why I think the geophones are covered in snow here. We will zoom in. You can see most of the thunderstorms have faded, and we might get some more action coming, but our modeling station is going to be right there. And you can see that the agitator, of course, was the thunderstorm. And I want to show you what I mean by the E and F regions dissipating while not protecting Earth from space weather. It's the only time we really see them rise up. Now, taking a look at the day as a whole, we're using the Discover Real-Time Satellite. And what we're looking for here is this pink. And this means our shields are basically down. You can see that when we are hit with a little space weather, the shields pop up into blue here. You can see the event down here, and the shields pop up into blue. When our shields are blue, you're not going to see the Schumann resonance spike as high as we're seeing it spike over the last few years. It's actually spiking harder and harder each year because our atmosphere seems to be depleting more and more each year. I believe that's due to a cyclical pole flip that we're in the middle of, or that we've begun. Now, we've always had lightning, but our Schumann resonance was never measured over 37 hertz until 2017. It went above that level in 2017 and has been increasing in amplitude and in hertz every year since. Again, I believe that's because our atmosphere is basically completely dissipating. And with the pole flip, I think it will continue to dissipate as that event occurs. Here is our F layer and our E layer. But what's happening here is our lightning happening down here in our troposphere is actually bouncing off the D layer because the E and F layers are not present currently. I.e., when space weather comes around, they seem to pop up to guard Earth. But currently, we just saw that they were down. And when these agitators, like lightning, don't have to travel as far, and they're bouncing off of our D layer instead of our E or F layer like they used to, they return to the sensors much faster and with much more intensity, causing these Schumann resonance spikes to rise higher and higher each year as our atmosphere depletes more and more each year. Now, with that said, these Schumann resonance spikes could be affecting all living things because they are so intense. Our regular resting level, again, is 7.83 hertz. Regularly, if you're sleeping, your Schumann resonance even goes lower than that. But with Schumann resonance spiking up to 200 hertz on occasion, it must be affecting all living things. If it's affecting you, let me know how. For me, it makes me very lethargic, and I feel tired, and it's hard to get out of bed in the morning. I won't lie to you. With that said, God bless each and every one of you guys. Please share our video. Please subscribe, and always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro World.